안녕하세요. 안차키입니다. You're probably familiar with Korean words such as taekwondo, kimchi, and arirang. Well, before we get started on our lesson, let's say hello to 지승현 선생님.
안녕하세요. 지승현입니다. I'm so glad you could join us.
선생님, could you remind us of the expression that we use to ask where somebody is from?
Sure. 어느 나라에서 왔습니까?
Now, if you remember, there's a very simple way to answer this question. What would you say if you are from the United States?
미국에서 왔습니다.
Yes, that's right. You state the name of your country followed by the phrase 에서 왔습니다. Okay, now we are going to learn some other expressions that we can use to introduce ourselves.
수지씨! 마이클씨, 이수지씨입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 마이클 찬입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 이수지입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
만나서 반갑습니다. 어느 나라에서 왔습니까?
싱가포르에서 왔습니다. 학생입니까?
아니요. 저는 회사원입니다. 학생입니까?
네, 저는 학생입니다.
네. 안녕히 계세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
안녕히 가세요.
You may have noticed some new expressions in the video clip that we just saw. The three people in the video clip asked each other what their profession was, and of course, they answered those questions. Now, the way to answer someone when they ask you what you do for a living is by stating your profession, followed by 입니다. Now, you can ask if someone is in a certain profession by stating the name of the profession, followed by 입니까? Now, we need to learn a few things before we get started on practicing the expression, and that is the various words that are used to describe the various professions. Now, let's go over some of those words. Please follow along.
학생, 학생. 회사원, 회사원. 선생님, 선생님. 의사, 의사.
Now that we've gone over some of these words, we can get right into practicing the expressions. And also, because we went over some of the words, I guess you gathered what was said in the video clip, right? So now, before we practice, let's take another look at the video clip.
학생입니까?
아니요. 저는 회사원입니다. 학생입니까?
네, 저는 학생입니다.
Now, listening to the conversation, you can gather what 이수지 and Michael do for a living, right? Let's check with the 선생님 to see if you were right. 선생님, is Michael a student?
네, 학생입니다.
Is Suji also a student?
아니요, 회사원입니다.
As you may have gathered, the way to tell someone what you do for a living is the same as the way that you tell someone what your name is, right? It is the name of your profession followed by the expression 입니다. Okay, when you want to tell someone your name, you say your name followed by the expression 입니다. So the same form applies to when you want to tell someone what you do for a living.
학생입니다. 회사원입니다. 선생님입니다. 의사입니다.
Now that wasn't too difficult, was it? Let's continue then.
학생입니까?
아니요, 저는 회사원입니다. 학생입니까?
Let's say that you're curious to know whether someone is a student or not. Now, how would we ask that question?
Well, that's very simple. All you have to do is change one letter. Well, change the last letter from ta to ga to turn it into a question form. And the other thing is to raise the tone of your voice a little bit at the end of the sentence so that listener knows that it's a question. 학생입니까? 회사원입니까?
Now that wasn't too difficult, was it? Just give it some more practice and you should be on your way. Well then, let's get right down to practicing them some more.
학생입니까? 회사원입니까? 선생님입니까? 의사입니까?
Now don't forget to raise the voice at the end of the sentence to let your listener know that you are asking a question. Okay, of course you may want to answer the question in the affirmative or in the negative, depending on the question. Now this is the part of our lesson where we learn how to say yes and no in Korean. Now yes in Korean is 네 and no is 아니요. Okay, now let's get some more practice.
학생입니까?
네, 학생입니다. 회사원입니까?
네, 회사원입니다. 선생님입니까?
아니요, 의사입니다. 회사원입니까?
아니요, 선생님입니다.
Did you catch the new expression that came up in our lesson?
Yes, it was the expression everyone used when they parted. And we have already learned that expression 안녕히 가세요. And it is used when the person we are saying goodbye to is leaving the place and we are staying put. But the expression 안녕히 계세요 is used when the person saying it is going away and the person we are saying goodbye to is staying put. They mean same thing, but we have to make sure we use them correctly.
That's right. At the end of this program, we usually say 안녕히 계세요, right?
안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 계세요.
Now let's get a wrap up of what we have learned so far. Let's go to the video clip once again. And why don't you practice, right?
수지 씨,
마이크 씨, 이수지 씨입니다.
마이클 씨, 이수지 씨입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 마이클 찬입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 마이클 찬입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
학생입니까?
학생입니까?
네, 저는 학생입니다.
네, 저는 학생입니다.
안녕히 계세요.
안녕히 계세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕히 가세요.
안녕히 가세요.
We are now going to take a look at the entire clip once again. Now please think about what we have learned so far and listen carefully.
수지 씨. 마이클 씨, 이수지 씨입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 마이클 찬입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 이수지입니다.
만나서 반갑습니다.
만나서 반갑습니다. 어느 나라에서 왔습니까?
싱가포르에서 왔습니다. 학생입니까?
아니요. 저는 회사원입니다. 학생입니까?
네, 저는 학생입니다.
네. 안녕히 계세요.
예, 안녕하세요.
안녕히 가세요.
It's time now to learn some basic Korean characters and how to pronounce them. In this lesson, we are going to learn the vowel sound U. Okay, please look carefully at how 지승현 선생님 shapes her mouth to form the sound U. 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 Now remember, the sound is U. Now let's find out how to write this character. Start from the left and move to the right. Shall we try that again? Left to right. Okay, now we'll try reading it. That was simple enough. Okay, now let's move on to learn some words using the character
그네, 그네, 아프다, 아프다, 빠르다, 빠르다.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now we are going to say goodbye. Can you guess what that expression is going to be? Yes, you're right. It is 안녕히 계세요, right? Okay, we'll see you next time. So stay tuned and 안녕히 계세요.